what's up YouTube? It's me, Sarah, and today I am going to be talking about some lessons from an almost 30-year-old. I cannot believe that I've posted 100 YouTube videos at this point in my YouTube career. It's so amazing. I'm so happy that I've really been able to grow on YouTube and just grow in my personal life, and it really got me reflecting because I just had a birthday that passed. I'm 27, okay, I'm not 30 yet. To those of you asking, I'm 27 years old, and a majority of the questions I've been receiving lately have asked me, how do you feel? You're almost 30 years old. Are you going through anything emotionally? Are you feeling okay? How are you feeling now that you're almost 30? It was just such a great opportunity to make a video to my 20-something-year-olds who are constantly reminded about their age. I wanted to share some life lessons that I've learned so far that I really feel have impacted me as a person, my newfound wisdom now that I'm 27, with all of y'all, especially if you are kind of going through a rough time in your life and maybe you're having a mid-20-year-old crisis. So the first life lesson I would like to share with y'all is to invest in yourself first and foremost. If there are skills out there that interest you, it may allow you to grow in different ways that you never imagined for yourself. And by developing these new skills and assets, you really open these new doors to opportunities that you may have never imagined for yourself. All my life, I thought that I'd be in the medical field. I love science. I've always been really great at it, and I love learning. So for me, in my healthcare experience and just everything along the way so far has just led me to believe that I should be in healthcare in some aspect, in some way, basically. Since I went through college and I developed my cystic acne and I decided to start my YouTube channel, things started snowballing for me because I'm like, hey, there are actually some amazing outlets for me that I feel really resonate with me as a person, and it fulfills me in a different way. So by starting my YouTube channel, I actually recently started wanting to get into tech, because with YouTube and the back end of things, you know, you really have to start to learn like what an algorithm is, data analytics, and all of this type of stuff that I never in a million years thought that I would be interested in. But because of my YouTube channel, I decided, hey, this is kind of interesting to me and I want to learn more about it. I would have never imagined myself really getting into tech this deeply, but I am now, and I think it's just so much fun and so exciting to go down these different paths and to not limit yourself. So if there are certain skills, like whether it's photography, video editing, writing, whatever it is, I encourage you to go down it and see where it takes you, because you never know. The second lesson that I would like to share is to never settle for a life that doesn't fulfill you. This kind of ties into my first lesson, but it's also very different in its own way. You have your whole life ahead of you, and the only deadline is the one that you create for yourself. There is no set deadline for every single person, for every single life achievement. The only deadline is your personal deadline. So don't feel pressured to get married, move out, have kids, be at a certain point in your career. Like, nobody is even thinking about that. It's a lot easier said than done, but at the end of the day, we've all been given this life, and it's really up to you to embrace it and make it your own. So you're not meant to live for anybody else except for yourself, and that ties into what fulfills you. Whatever makes you happy, I feel like you should go headstrong, full steam ahead, to make sure that you don't stray from what really does deeply satisfy you. If you avoid what makes you happy, you're gonna eventually reach a crisis and look at your life all those years prior and be like, man, what have I been doing? I think that at the end of the day, your happiness and finding things that make you happy and fulfilled is where you should be. So the third lesson that I would like to share is one that I recently learned that has really impacted me, is to surround yourself with love. I think for a very long time I put so much of myself in every relationship that I had. Not even romantic relationships, but like friendships and people that ultimately didn't deserve that much effort from me. But because I had this idea in my head to never give up on people and to always see the good in people, I had these good-hearted ideas of friendships and relationships, but it was also very naive. And I ended up draining myself just trying to keep people in my life who weren't meant to stay. They were like a fleeting lesson. It took a part of me every single time a friendship would end because I thought that it was a reflection of me. And I was told by previous toxic friends that I was the problem, and they made me feel like I wasn't a good person. And I realized over the years, and being with my family and being with people who I grew up with who really see me as a person, is that people who really care about you and really love you would never make you feel the way that they made you feel. Yes, it's normal to have conflict here and there and to learn how to communicate where maybe both ends can better each other, but it's another thing to be put down constantly and to be made to feel like you're not anything special. It took a long time, but being around the right people and being close to my family who really helped me stay grounded and provide that clarity to me, I learned that people who really care wouldn't ever do that. You know, birds of a feather really do flock together, so if you're always around negative people who have nothing else to say except complain about their life, that's gonna weigh you down. And I know it may not seem like it right now, but you really have a choice whether to keep these type of people in your life. If they really don't provide much value to your life in terms of even just support or good times and like something deeper than just superficial fun, I feel like if they're draining you, it's just not worth keeping them in your life or maintaining that type of relationship. There's really no room for negativity. So it took a very long time for me to understand that not every relationship is worth fighting for. And the right people, romantically or friendship-wise, they will stay. And to add on to the surround yourself with love, people's perceptions of you will always change. But that's the thing, is people can perceive you in a totally different light than who you actually are. But the people who perceive you as a horrible person, they do not matter to you because they don't fully see you. And yes, good people make mistakes sometimes, and it's all about ownership and handling the mistake in the best way that you can and moving forward and trying to better yourself. But it's a totally different thing if they have their mind dead set on you being horrible and them not doing anything wrong because they're perfect. Surround yourself with people who really see you for you and love you and support you, because there's nobody else that matters outside of that. Last, and honestly may be the most important lesson that I've learned along the way, you always have a choice. Whether it's quitting the job that you hate, leaving toxic people in the past, seeking help, you have a choice to make a change in your life, and that you can actively be working towards cultivating a lifestyle that you dream of every single day. So even the smallest steps push you forward. And it's worth investing in yourself and making the choices in your life that will ultimately get you to your end goal and to get you to a place that will bring you peace and happiness and won't bring you so much stress, pressure, or drama. If you decide to walk away from the things that don't make you happy in life, or if you make a choice to change your life in small steps, even if the worst case scenario happen, you're gonna be okay. You'll make your way out of it. But it really does take work and time and commitment to yourself to be able to make that change. And that it's never too late, no matter where you are in life, to start changing. I feel like that's something a lot of people forget about, is that so much time passes and they kind of get in too deep in a relationship or a job. They forget that, hey, you have a choice to start looking at other options, to start finding your exit ticket out of this unhappy situation. Find your way to what will really fulfill you and make you happy. Because at the end of the day, being fulfilled and content with where you are is different than being complacent and being stuck or feeling stuck, because you're not stuck. You can start making small changes every day and changing your mindset and working on healthy perspectives and all of that to get you to where you want to be. And that's pretty much it. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Me being 27 and where I'm at in my life, I feel the most sure of myself, and I feel like I have a better idea of what makes me happy and the life that I want to live as each year passes on. So to me, in my mind, age really is just a number, and it's really what you do with your time, how you invest in yourself, that ultimately overshadows just your age. So if you are in this current 20-something-year-old boat and you feel like there's a lot of pressure, or maybe you're not happy with your life, I hope that this video was able to maybe inspire you a little bit or encourage you to step out of your usual routine and start finding what makes you happy and what gets you excited to start working. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and if you haven't already, please make sure to check that description box down below. I have links to related videos of mine that you may find helpful. I also have a timestamp if you want to skip around this video, and I have links to different platforms for y'all to be able to connect with me on. And stay tuned, I post every single Monday.